again, everybody. I'm here again on my own. I hope I don't get a copyright strike from Whitesnake for stealing that, but I'm not monetized. Who cares? Uh, anyway, I got something special tonight. First of all, I want to apologize for the coughing and sneezing. Just finished grinding some powders, and of course, you're supposed to wear gloves, and stupid me, I forgot to buy them, so I was trying to be careful, and of course I just took a shower, doing this kind of thing. It's like, oh crap, here it goes again. Got powder all over, residue all over the place, and got some coughing and sniffling, but it's all good. Anyway, what I've got tonight is, right off the bat, I'm kind of, and I already told this to him earlier, but I'm pretty late to the Primo party, Primo army. And watched some videos the other day about a salsa that I actually heard about a couple years ago, but I just never got around to trying it. And looked around for it, couldn't find it, and then I found a website called TexasFoods.com, and they actually had it on sale for like $6 a piece. And so I grabbed two of them. And what we got here is Mikey V's 7-pot Primo salsa, and I'm a huge fan of chips and salsa. Excuse me. And I've had some pretty wicked hot salsas, and this one might take the cake. I don't know yet, but a couple years ago, and I've shared the story before. Not sure if I did it on video or I know I did it in a few live streams, but a friend of mine from work, Eric, he also did the dual chip challenge with me a couple months ago. It wasn't that long ago, but he brought in this stuff from the Pepper Palace called Death by Salsa. And at the time he brought it, I was just kind of getting into like really spicy stuff, but that weekend prior to this was on a Monday. That weekend had a little bit of a stomach bug, and he brought this stuff in, and it was, like I said, Monday morning. I had nothing on my stomach yet, and I'm thinking about, showing this guy how good my tolerance is. And so I went back there and grabbed his little Frito, and it wasn't the scoop. It was like the big Frito, and I just dunked that thing in and just popped it in and got some hiccups. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. 15 minutes later, it hits me right here where this little loading thing is. And I was doubled over for a few minutes, and I'm like, oh crap, this hurts. And I think that was like one of the first times that I actually had like legitimate calf cramps. And at the time I was drinking cold coffee that I'd made myself, just coffee and creamer, and just throw in the fridge overnight. Well, I drank most of that. It didn't help. Actually, matter of fact, it made it worse. So I was sitting there just stomping. Why the heck did I do that? And never again. But then it kind of dawned on me that, I'm not going to let him do that to me again. So ever since then, I've been building up my tolerance a little by little, and buying stuff and making my own stuff. And, it's my journey. But over the last couple of years, we found the Mrs. Renfro's Ghost salsa in the stores, and that was pretty decent flavor. It still had a capsaicin extract to it for its heat. And a couple of years later, they released a Reaper salsa, and this was before I knew anything about the Reaper versus Primo ordeal. You can look that up online, make up your own mind on it. But I bought it, and it was actually a really good tasting salsa. It was hot, and it started kind of burning my chest a little bit, but I was good enough that I could handle about a quarter cup of it at a time, and then I just kept building and building. And the next summer, they released it again, and with a new label, and I swear that the ingredients had changed because it had capsaicin oleoresin resin in it. And so I emailed them and said, hey, I don't remember this stuff having extract in it. And I remember it being hotter last year, and they emailed me back and said, Well, we promise you, sir, that nothing changed. All we had to go by new FDA guidelines and had to change the label. So that's their story. But this, I don't know anything about. I've never tried it. You can't get it in any of our stores, probably because it's too hot. But I've seen some really cool reviews on it. Matter of fact, one of the first ones that I saw was from Johnny Scoville, and he said, you know, it was amazing. And funny story is I went to that video to see his review, and I scroll down, and there's one of my comments from 2 years ago. Like, okay, I gotta get some of this stuff. So it's in a dark room, and being a welder, my eyesight's not as good as it used to be. But I'm gonna try and read some of this to you. It says, the first of its kind Mikey V 7-pot Primo Salsa will knock your socks off with its fresh taste and tantalizing heat. Well, I'm barefoot right now, so we'll see what happens. With the help of renowned horticulturist Troy Primo, and, you know, Troy's an awesome guy. I'm not going to pretend like he's best friend or nothing, but he's everything that you hear about him through everybody else on YouTube about him being a really cool dude, being super approachable. Yeah, that's him. And he's a smart dude. I like hearing his stories and comments. And okay, creator of the 7-pot Primo pepper, and Bill Moore of Bill Moore's Hot and Spicy product reviews. Bill, I've never actually talked to him a whole lot, but I've seen lots of his reviews, and I do follow him on Facebook. He's a super nice guy. We created a flavorful salsa, not intended for delicate mouths, but for those who like to sweat. Try it if you dare. Artwork by Brian Clegg and Michael Hidrago. Says enjoy the burn. It's got Primo's little woodpecker right there, and heat scale. It's hard to see. This thing's a holographic design. It looks like it. Just really cool looking label. Now I will say something before I get into this. Keep dragging on. I did review Primo's the sauces of his that I do have, and I do have one little thing, and this is just me being OCD, which I hardly ever do. But he's got like his two hot sauces: the Premonition, the regular and extra hot version, and the Swampadelic. Well, to me, and this is just my opinion, I think he should swap the labels, because Premonition, it should be the Primo forward, knock you on your butt and make you sweat and cramp, that kind of stuff, and the Swampadelic should look like what you would see in a swamp. But that's just my take on it. You know, they're cool products either way. But let's get into ingredients: tomatoes, water, citric acid, onions, 7-pot Primo peppers, jalapeno peppers, lime juice, fresh garlic, cilantro, pure cane sugar, kosher salt, black pepper, spices, and cumin. Refrigerator after opening, and everything else is too small to see. And it's not really a thick and chunky, from what I can tell. And I do have a spoon, because these are like super thin chips, and I don't want to drop it in there and ruin it. So, aroma next. Can anybody help me with that? Okay, thank you. Here we go. I was scared it's gonna pop this thing back and hit me. But right off the bat, it smells really good. Oh yeah. Troy, you need to make a candle out of this. But anyway, I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying to be careful but it's kind of actually got a kind of decent consistency going there. But yeah, you can definitely smell the garlic and the onions. It doesn't smell as Primo forward to me. I mean, it's got a nice balance to it. So, moment of truth. I keep forgetting where the camera is on this thing. So, if I happen to drop, or not drop, but start getting a little bit of whiskey chest and I end this soon, I'll be okay. Cheers. I'm going to give it a minute because Primo's kind of delayed a little bit. I got some chips that I made, got a homemade ranch, Club Crew Ranch, and been eating crap out of those lately, and they've got a really delayed burn on them. And I eat a couple chips, and the heat doesn't hit me until after I swallow. But I don't know if it's my tolerance. I can handle pretty good up here. It's got some heat. I think I'm going to give it about I think I'll give it about a 3. Because, 0 to 1, it's, you can, chili heads, it's like, it's not even moving your needle. 2, yeah, needle's moving. 3, needle's moving a little bit farther, and it's kind of got more of a lingering burn to it, and that's what I'm getting. But the flavor's outstanding. Mikey V, excellent job on this stuff. I'll put it up there so you can see it. Now you can't see me. Oh well. I'm not a pro here. I don't think it's as hot as like the Renfro Ghost, but this is probably one of the best tasting salsas I've ever had. So, well, of course, I'm probably not going to feel it a whole lot because of what I prepped with. Wanted to put a little bit on my stomach, so I ate some Cheetos, extra hot Cheetos to get me ready for the burn. And when I was doing my dehydrating, I took a little sliver of the Big Yellow Mama that I got, ate it. That stung. But yeah, excellent flavor. The heat is building. I'm at a 3, getting into 4 now. It's not triggering anything, but I've got a solid mouth burn. It's not Not unpleasant by any means, but it's there. But I don't think I'm gonna like cut a Primo open and fill it with that, make a gusher out of it anytime soon. My stomach doesn't like Primos. Or, yeah, the one that I had last summer. Troy and I were talking about. I was trying to be silly and talking about how people in the chili community, it seems to my opinion seems to me like, you know, we're always looking for that product that gives us a unforgettable memory experience. I'm trying to say, and so we'll spend a whole bunch of money on stuff and try to get lit, and then next thing you know, you're like, all right, that was a letdown. But yeah, eat a fresh pod. It'll change your life. Drop her a tincture. Super hot. You won't forget that. And some other things down south that Troy mentioned earlier, I won't mention. Yeah, you don't want to do that again. Rubbing pepper in your eye? But anyway, guys, doesn't matter where you get it. Mikey V's, Texas Foods, amazing stuff. I like it. I'm gonna take it to work tomorrow, pass it around. It's not, to me, it's not like a super hot scorcher, but it's got a really nice balance to it. Good flavor, good sweetness to it, just solid all the way around. And that's really about all I can think of right now. And hopefully more news will come soon. And keep you posted. Make sure you hit all that stuff that YouTube tells you to do. And like I said, I don't care about the numbers. I like just hanging out with people, schmoozing a bit, and getting to learn new things about the community, and just enjoying the burn. So everybody that was involved in making this stuff, highly recommend. Thank you. God bless people, everybody.